Okay, so today's masterclass is on how to balance your plate to tip the scales. So lots of people struggle with nutrition. Personally, I think it is the hardest thing when it comes to exercise and, well, losing weight. I think nutrition is like the hardest part. So who else agrees? Who else thinks like nutrition is the hardest part of weight loss? Dieting, making sure you're on track. Or is everyone like, yeah, do you know what? I've got that. I just hate working out. I want to know, guys. I want to know. This is interactive, so I will pull up the chat, and I want to see some comments in there. There it is. Thank you. Mindset. Oh yeah, that's a good one, Sam, actually, as well. Good one. I hate exercise. Oh, Gabby. She haven't found one you love yet. That's all. Nutrition for sure. Gym is easy. Nutrition. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so pull this down so I can see. This is what we're going to be talking about. And some of you guys that are clients will have definitely seen this before, maybe not in this format, but definitely how we have explained weight loss in the past and your nutrition in the past. So first thing is, who has been on a diet or a meal plan in the past? Pop in the comments. Who has been on a diet or a meal plan? There you go. Me, many of them. Yeah. Or meal plans, yeah. Yes, probably everyone else. Yeah. Me. I think we all have. If you have as well, Cam, surely.
I've been on a good few.
Okay, so who has been successful on them? Success meaning kept the weight off long term. So if you've lost like a ton of weight and then you gained it all back, that is not successful. That was a temporary fix. So aside from our clients who have managed to maintain it off prior to working with us, who has been on a diet and be successful? No comments. No. Exactly. People lose a lot of weight and then they gain it back, typically on meal plans. So who knows what they should eat to lose weight? So if you're our client, imagine prior to working with us, did you know what you should eat to lose weight? Because lots of people say to us, I know what to do, I just need to do it. And I know plenty of you guys said it as well. So I know what to eat, but I just need to eat it. I know I need to eat low calorie. I know I need to eat in a deficit. I know I need to not binge. I know I need to not eat shit. I know what the best to avoid. Prior to working with you, I thought I knew. I read so much about diet and exercise, I thought I knew. Sam had no clue. Harrod, I used to think I needed to have salad. Less carbs, more protein and calories, but not the fat bit. I was just told to eat less and move more. Oh, my favorite phrase in the world. Sort of, but I didn't realize about protein amounts. No, just avoid fat and sugars and less calories. Exactly. So people thought that they knew what to do to lose weight. Eat less and avoid fat. Interesting. So when people say to us, I know what to eat, I just need to do it. I know I need to eat in a deficit. I need to eat less than 500 calories in a deficit. I know I need to cut out fat. And I'm like, then why have all the diets failed in the past? Okay. So why have you failed at these diets? If you know what to do, if you know what to eat, then why have you failed continually? I was younger, I used to think that eat as much fruit and veg as possible didn't have great consequences. Yeah, the fiber issue, that is, Jane, fiber issue. Okay, so you've probably been told in the past that, oops, let me just pop that down there. You need to eat less and less, but when you eat less and less, you end up with no energy, you're tired, you're miserable. You maybe have been told to skip breakfast and fast. I've definitely tried fasting before. Lots of people have tried this before, intermittent fasting. But then what happens is you eat early on in the day, you stop eating at like 4 or something, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm starving, and you binge it all. Or you delay food until like 12, and then you're trying to get all your calories in, and you end up binging in the night anyway. Then some people have been told just eat clean. Eat clean. What the hell does that mean? Like wash your food before you eat it? Like it's really confusing. So just eat clean, but you're still gaining weight, even though you think you're eating clean. Just track calories. Great, I'll track them, but it doesn't mean you're going to lose weight on it, does it? Just let's zoom in here. Oops. Admit. There you go. Yeah, so eating clean, but you're still gaining weight. Just track calories, but then you kind of track, you're like, oh, I'll just eat, you know, as little as possible, 1,200 calories, whatever my fitness pal tells me, I'll just eat that. And then you're like, yeah, I'm really good, I'm on track, and old habits start to creep in. Let me know. The old habits thing seems to be something that a lot of people struggle with or have struggled with in the past. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you have had those habits creep back in. And then other people have been told or have tried using a calculator and eating less than your BMR. Let me know who's been told that as well. When I first started trying to lose weight myself, I was like, well, if my BMR is 1,600, because this calculator says it is, and I need to be in a 500 calorie deficit to lose 1 pound of fat a week, that means I need to eat 500 calories less, so 1,100 calories a day. Yes, I was that person. I actually went through a phase of eating 800 calories a day. Why? Yes, 500 calories is a less common one. Okay. In the beginning, I tried convincing me. Anna tried convincing me that her BMR calculations were correct. She tried. Try as you will. Good for you for trying, isn't it? I was told to use calculators, but then I've been eating almost 3,000 calories a day. Yeah, this is the thing. The calculators don't take into consideration things like.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they're just not relevant to you, your body weight, your metabolism,
diet history.
Dieting history is a massive. It's like the biggest thing. Yeah, it's just. I think history is like a big understatement.
Yeah, and also like things like menopause, hormonal issues. If you've got any of those, like calculators do not consider any of those.
Medical conditions.
Yeah, definitely. Busher says, I bet you were hungry. Yes, I was. And Harry says, my ex told me to use a calculator. Funny enough, he never lost any weight either. Well, you lost weight, didn't you? You probably lost about like 100 kilograms of your ex.
I think the big thing is when people say 500, is it like 500 of me? 500 of me, I wouldn't notice. If I'm at 3,000 calories, I'm on 2.5. Even if I dropped 1,000 calories, because I'm greedy and I want quicker weight loss, which is what a lot of people do. You tell them to drop 5, so they drop 1,000. And then I'm on 2. But as a man, 2 is still not too bad. 2,000 calories isn't a bad amount of calories. But if you're a female and you're already on 15, 16, 1,700, and they're like, drop 500, drop 1,000, and then as a woman, you're already on 800. Yeah. So it's so generic advice. Yeah. It's poor. Yeah, it's actually damaging. Like, under eating is definitely as bad as overeating. 100%. And then, so you are eating in this 500 calorie deficit if you can stick to it, but you're miserable and starving, so you binge. So there's a lot of like binging, old habits kind of thing coming back in here, and no energy. So when you haven't got any energy, what do? You grab crap, right? Okay, so what is healthy eating? Pop it in the comments. I want to see what your thoughts are. What do you say healthy eating is? I know what I thought. I thought I was like salad and chicken. Chicken and salad. Or like bodybuilder chicken and rice. Although I didn't used to eat rice. So it's probably because I thought rice was bad. Terrible. Okay, anything that's not processed. Oops, let me just scroll up here. Food that makes you feel good, wholesome food, non-processed foods, variety of veggies, protein, whole foods, not processed, whole foods, in moderation. Combination that meets your needs and that you enjoy. That's a good one. Eating in moderation in a sustainable way. Lovely. Any comments on that, Cam? Yeah, I want to come be a secret shopper, and all the people that have said Whole Foods, I want to come see your shopping basket.
I'd like to see that too. I have to go catch up on the review. Bye, Julie. Yes, okay. So she does love a grenade bar, Grace. We think that is balance, flexibility, and being in control. So notice we're not actually talking about the foods here. We're talking about healthy eating, not healthy foods, right? So healthy eating is balance, flexibility, so balance of different foods, different high calorie foods, sometimes low calorie foods, flexibility of being able to eat more, being able to enjoy your foods, eating less, and then being in control as well. So not the food controlling you. How many of you guys have been in a situation where you can't control yourself around food? I've definitely. Cam's like on the daily. Bushra's like definitely. Yep, Sue. It's something, yeah, me, dessert buffets. Yeah, any kind of buffet, to be honest, isn't there? There's food that you like. Oh, yes. And it's like literally, you know, if you get a sleeve of Oreos and you have one, you're like, I'll just have one. And then all of a sudden you're like, one pack. Yeah, because I can't control myself. Cheese. And Howard is not even supposed to eat cheese, although she's able to now. So we'll see this Christmas. But yeah, so being in control is what I think and we think healthy eating. For you guys, Pringles. Yeah, once you pop, you just can't stop. Can you, Kyra? Do they have Pringles in America?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Chips.
Okay, so a diet should be, this is what we think. There's things like always in the way. Sustainable, unrestricted, will help you maintain a good relationship with food, balanced, and a lifestyle. So this is what we think a diet should be. A diet is anything that you eat, right? The way that you eat, the style that you eat. So some people would say like a diet is to lose weight, but you have a paleo diet, a ketogenic diet, a low carb diet. You have all these like diets, but diet is just kind of like the way that you eat. But a diet in the typical sense, we think should be sustainable, unrestricted, maintain a good relationship with food, balance, and lifestyle. But we think a diet should not be restrictive, hard or fast. I've definitely been in that hard or fast, like just get it off me, I'm sick, I just need a kickstart to get going. Make you use words like good or bad. So let someone in here. Like I've been good this week, or this is a bad food, or this is a good food, or I've been bad, or I've been good. We shouldn't be judging ourselves based on food. Eating as little as possible. So, you know, trying to not to eat and personally, I remember a time when I was like thrilled if I could eat as little as possible. There was like a competition for me. I was like, yes, I can survive off 1,100 calories. Yeah, I can survive on 800 calories. Yeah, I can do this and keep going and keep going. And I can do a 5K run a day. And I can not eat carbs. And I can, you know, go to the gym at 5 a.m. I could do all these things. And it was almost like I was priding myself and punishing myself, which I know now sounds really fucked up. But let's be honest, like that kind of thing happens. And maybe we haven't been aware of what we've been doing, but I've definitely been in that situation. It shouldn't be cutting out food groups, like, what's the typical one? Someone said fat. I think it's
fats, carbs, bread, groups.
Yeah, carbs is like a big one. So it's interesting that we'll talk about government guidelines soon, because we were like, I was triggered by what I found. But it's interesting that years and years and years ago, it started as like an anti-fat movement, right? Like, don't eat fats are bad, don't eat eggs, cholesterol, blah, 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 blah. And then it kind of changed into don't eat carbs are bad, have a low carb diet. And even though these things are coming in, the obesity epidemic is increasing. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the government, or not even the government as well, we'll talk about that in a sec, but the fads or the things that are being marketed don't work, and actually they're keeping people fat and making them fatter. Cutting out food groups and swapping food for drinks. A shake diet is not food, okay? Like there's so little benefit in drinking food over eating food. Busher says treat or cheat. I always get that like tongue-tied, treat or cheat. So if you have a treat, like, oh, I'm gonna just have this treat because I've been good, because I'm like a little dog, yay, bark and play paw and whatever. Or cheat, like, yeah, I'm gonna cheat on my partner, I'm gonna cheat on this game of Monopoly. You guys know what's coming up at Christmas. I'm not playing anymore, you're cheating, you're hiding the money. I'm talking about a game of Monopoly. And Harrod says, I remember saying, no carbs before marbs. That was a big fad. Didn't we talk about this the other day? And I said, I think it was from like The Only Way is Essex or something like that, off a TV program.
I'm pretty sure it's from them.
What do they know, eh? Anyway, so this is what we think a diet should be and what diet should not be. However, when people say diet, this on the right is the kind of thing that people are doing. And the thing on the left is like, oh, that's boring. I'm not doing that. So here we are. Trigger warning for anyone that's like me. This may trigger you. So this is the government, the UK government's Eat Well plate. So any of you that are in the US, yours is slightly different. I can't remember what yours is called, but this is the UK's guidance. And it says that people should be eating 2,250 calories a day, which I think comes from, let me just move this, which I think comes from the 2,000 to 2,500. So they've just bunged it in the middle at 2,250, right? Now, that is unreasonable for a lot of people because they do not move as much as they should. And I believe these numbers were created years and years and years and years ago, where we didn't have cars, or not as often as, you know, it wasn't regular. We didn't have Uber Eats. We didn't have food delivery service. So we were moving more. We didn't have like escalators all the time everywhere, lifts or elevators all the time everywhere. We were moving more. And so we needed more calories, but now I don't think we need this many calories as much anymore. Generally, general pop. So this is what they say. What I've done is I've put in fruit and veg and potatoes, bread, rice, pasta, and other starchy carbs in one because they're all carbs, right? So I've combined them to the 78%. The UK government think you should be eating 38%. This is all of this, nearly 40% of carbs, starch carbs a day. And 40% of fruits and veg, so like fibrous carbs we could call them. But all together, I think you should be eating almost 80% of your diet from carbs. Now it says dairy and alternatives and oils and spreads. I bunged them together as fats, but obviously dairy can be cheese, which has got protein in. It could have milk and yogurt, which is protein as well. But I'm kind of putting the majority of bunging them together, right? But anyway, it's only 9%. And then it thinks that protein, which is beans, pulses, fish, eggs, meat, and other protein, should be 12%. Okay, 12%. So if you look at this plate, this little section here, this red section, let me just move my head here. This small section here should be protein. And in the summer, my mum come home from diabetes clinic, and she got tested, and she come back, and she had this piece of paper on the table, and I was like, what the fuck is this? She's like, this has come from the diabetes nurse. And I was like, why? And she's like, because, I'm pre-diabetic, so they want me to eat like this. I just lost my shit, basically. Like, I took it out on her. I was like, this is stupid, stop doing this. And why don't they know what they're talking about? Blah, 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 blah. And obviously, well, I would say they do know, but apparently they don't because they're following this guideline. So if you have pre-diabetes or diabetes, this is what they tell you to eat, and this is totally incorrect, okay? You go to a doctor, they are general practitioners, they're not specialists in nutrition, they're not specialists in exercise, they're not specialists in lifestyle, they are general practitioners who know a little bit about lots of different things. If you've got an electrical problem in your house, you wouldn't go to like a general engineer because they could be like an aeronautical engineer. They could be like a car mechanic engineer, right? So it could be any kind. You need specialist skills in specialist areas to fix specialist problems. So this is my rant on the UK government, one of many. So for you guys who do not know, I think it's important to talk about what these food groups do. So protein, let me just put Jen in here. Protein makes you feel fuller for longer, which means, then the cells get used to build, the protein cells get used to build cells in the body, including skin, hair, and nails. I think a lot of people are scared to eat protein because they think they will look like a bodybuilder. I wish it was that easy because I would be buff, okay? Try as I may, it doesn't matter how much protein I eat, I never look like a bodybuilder when I wake up the next morning. It's very unfortunate. It also reduces binging. So that means that if you're feeling fuller and your body's utilizing your energy, you're not going to then go like, oh my God, I'm starving, I'm going to eat loads of shit, because you're full. A lot of our clients, actually, we get them to eat protein first. We don't give them a calorie target. We're like, hey, here's what we want you to eat protein wise. And then they're like, oh my God, I'm starving. I can't eat all this. Why am I eating this much? Or should I be eating that much? Should I be feeling this full? This is the new problem that they've got. So instead of overeating, now they're struggling to eat the right amount. And then it also helps you to recover from workouts. It also helps you to burn fat. So protein is like the holy grail of nutrition. It's also essential for survival. See this on here, just below protein, essential for survival. If you want to live, you have to eat protein. If you don't eat protein, you will die. Okay. Vegetables, non-essential for survival, but good for optimal health, right? You don't have to eat any veg to survive, but if you want to thrive, we recommend them being in your diet. So, do you want to talk through this one, Cam? Drink my tea.
So, of course, everyone loves vegetables, but we're trying to like put it down sort of in order of how we can start placing it out on our plate. So second, we can start looking at is resorted to protein. Now we're on to our vegetables. It's going to lower the risk of chronic diseases because you're going to have a lot less nutrient deficiencies. The majority of our nutrients will come from vegetables and fruits. And this is what we need to keep topped up daily. And again, this is the stuff we can't see and it's happening on the inside, but this is where people's health starts to deteriorate and people don't really do anything until it's too late. So again, the feeling of fullness and helps to regulate our blood sugar levels. So if you've had energy levels like a roller coaster, you're like, oh my God, I've got all the energy in the world. And then you're back down again. You're like, oh my God, I need a nap. And then you're up again. That's not normal. It's common, but it's not normal. Like that's another like live we could do. A lot of people say, oh, but it's normal. It's not normal. It's common.
Everyone feels like this.
Yeah, we should have regulated blood sugar levels pretty much all the time if your diet wasn't so in and out and random, I guess. So that is probably the biggest thing. It's lowering calories, high in volume. So again, for the net weight of what you're eating, you can have a big chunk of it for like a low amount of calories. And if we did the opposite of like calorie dense, where it's like nuts and it's really small, but it's like a lot of calories. So it's just trying to make sure we know why we're having it and for the reason why you want it. Again, it boosts the vitamins, the minerals, and the antioxidants, so the overall nutrients within your body to keep your health moving forward.
Yeah, and I think if you now think about protein making you feel full, and vegetables being low in calories, but being able to, you can eat a lot of them, as in for the same amount of calories. So they take up a lot of space. Protein makes you feel full. If you just ate protein and vegetables, you probably feel full like all the time, right? So again, they are not vital to survive. They're not essential, but they are highly recommended. Okay. But this was almost like 30% as well, wasn't it, of the plate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what they're saying. Okay, so fats. Oh, hang on. All vegetables, or should it be starchy and controlled? We will talk about that in a moment. So, fats, essential for survival. See that? They are essential for survival. If you do not eat fats, you will die. It's not a joke. This is serious. You will die. So even though on that thing, I think it was 9%, I believe, so less than 10%, they're saying that you should be eating that much for survival, which obviously, we need more. So let me just push in here. It aids in hormone health and balance, especially if you've got any hormonal issues like endometriosis, menopause, perimenopause, if you get PCOS, the week before your cycle. Like, fats are vital. You really, really need them. So they help you balance out your hormones. It improves brain health as well. So if you use your brain a lot, which everyone does, you should be eating fat. Helps you feel fuller for longer, so less snacking, less binging. So now we're thinking, okay, well, if we're eating protein, which will make me feel full, I'm eating fat that'll make me feel full, and I'm eating vegetables that will like literally fill up my stomach, should we say, then you should feel pretty full and you shouldn't need to snack. You shouldn't feel the need to binge. And because we are drip feeding the energy through vegetables, now we're not having these roller coasters, we're not spiking and dropping, we shouldn't feel that need to binge. And it also aids in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. So some vitamins are fat-soluble, which means that they need fat to be dispersed, to be tapped into, and so your body can utilize them. If you don't have the fat there, then your body can't utilize the vitamins. Okay, so this is eating fat, not fat in your body. So now we know that we were told to have a low fat or no fat diet before. That was the first like fad, I would say. And now we know, well, it's actually essential for survival. So that was crap advice. And then we've got carbs generally. So this is kind of like tapping into what Stu was said there. So things like starch carb are not essential for survival, but they're things like rice, pasta, potatoes, oats, those kinds of grains, that kind of stuff, right? Bread, don't forget bread. So they can be high in fiber, which helps with gut health. So that's good. We spoke about, eating lots of vegetables earlier for toilet help. But yeah, grains can also help with this. They're not necessary to survive, but they do taste the best, right? Like we all love carbs. I don't know anybody who feels happy generally like cutting out all carbs. I don't know, but you don't need them. If you could only eat fat and protein for the rest of your life, you would survive. If you only ate carbs, you would die. So this is how unimportant they are. And it's because, and also like it makes you feel good. Everyone loves to feel good. Sam says she might die without potatoes. Maybe. No, you wouldn't die, but you wouldn't feel great either. You'd be miserable. And what's the life if you're miserable? So they're your body's primary, most efficient source of energy. So when the sugars go into, so carbs are sugars. So when the sugar goes into your blood taps into it, and then you can have more energy. If you have too much glucose, if you have too much blood sugar, or if you've got like insulin resistance of any kind, your ability to process sugars decreases as we age. It decreases the week before your cycle, so you become insulin resistant or increased insulin resistance, especially like diabetes, same kind of thing, right? So you can't utilize the sugar. So if you can't utilize the sugar, the body then stores the sugar as fat. So again, not the food fat, now you're storing body fat, and the body fat is stored as energy so that if you don't eat for the next 3 days, your body's still got some energy and it can tap into your body fat storage. Okay, that's basically what happens. But we don't need this fat. We don't need the extra energy because we can access it pretty much anytime we want. Click of a button. So based on this, I'm going to come out of this because I want to do like a little thing here. So based on this blue one here is what the UK government, I don't know how, decided that we should be eating. So based on 2,250 calories a day, it recommends you should be eating 1,755 calories or 438 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fat, and 67 grams of protein. So what I want from you guys in the comments is, based on the knowledge now that we've just talked you through, what do you think the proportions should be for each one, roughly?
Like macro splits. Yeah,
so this is a macro split. So what do you think the macro split should be? And I'm actually going to, if I can get out of here, but I can't apparently, try and let me go there. There you go. I want us to write this together. So I'm going to find the chat when someone types in it. And then we are going to create this chart together. So what do we think for protein? What approximately, what percentage do you think that you should put in for? Okay, so 50%, so 40 protein. Oops, let me just go up here. 40 protein, 25 fats, 35 carbs. Protein 35, carbs 30, fat 35. 25%. I don't like maths, lots of protein. Oh, I've had. Good thing you're an English teacher, isn't it? Okay, so protein looks like somewhere between 35, 40, and 50%. Okay, so let's do 40 because that's kind of in the middle of what we have said. Okay, so let's do 40. So, oh yeah, veg included in the carbs. Yes, we will include vegetables in these carbs, okay? So fat, we've got 20% here, 35% there, 25% there. So let's see, let's do 25 because I think that's kind of the middle that we've got. 25, which would mean maths and Howard. The rest of it would be, let's think, 40, 65, yeah, 35. Okay. So this is what we think the plate should look like, okay? We think it should be pretty much mostly protein, 35% fat and 25%, 35% carbs and 25% fat. Carbs and veg, 50%, protein 30, and fats 20. Okay, so I would be inclined, obviously, guys, as well, the other problem, right, is this is if you're eating 2,250 calories a day, right? This is not a macro split for everybody. Because if you are eating, let's pull up a calculator here. If you're eating 1,200 calories a day and 25%, so what do I for? So 300 calories of those are fat. So that's 300 calories, 25% of 1,200 calories. Divide that by 9, because there's 9 calories in every gram. That would mean you're eating 33 grams of fat a day. Now, typically, I don't like people being under 40%, 45 if I can really help it. Sorry, grams. I get confused. Grams. I don't like people being under 40 grams of carbs a day.
Fat.
Bloody hell, fat. It's because I'm like reading these at the same time. Okay, let me start that part again. I don't like my female clients being under 40 grams of fat a day. There we go. So if you're eating 40% of your nutrition in protein, you're eating 40 grams of fat in fat, then whatever's left, that is your carb allowance.
Yeah.
That's your carb allowance. So for maths, if you guys want to write this down, if you want to dive into macros, we recommend 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight. So if you're 140 pounds, we recommend 140 grams of protein. That is how we work it out. No worries, Jane.
Or I would say target weight.
Yeah.
You've got over.
I was going to say, if you're over 200 pounds though, that's when we would change that equation to a goal weight. So if you are 240 pounds, but you want to be 180, I would recommend pushing it to like 180, not 240 or whatever I said it was. And the other thing is you don't want to be jumping from 60 grams, which a lot of people eat, all the way to 180. Like it's too much. So you're going to gradually get there. So now we've got 1 pound of gram per 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Okay, so that is what we've got. Let me see if I can get back to that thing now. There you go. And then for fats, I would say as an easy number, just go for 40, 45 grams. And then whatever the rest of your calories are remaining, that is carbs, okay? Primarily vegetables. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys how to create a plate. So this is Cam eating ice cream because I thought it was a nice picture. So there's no meaning to this picture, but just, you know, Cam in a pic, isn't it? So what should you be putting in each section? Okay, does ice cream count? Where does it count? Does ice cream count as fat, carbs, or protein? That's a good question, isn't it?
Counts for your soul.
We don't have a soul part of the plate, Cam. Okay, so if you're watching this, you need to grab pen and paper and you need to write down. This is literally what you need to do. You need to write down 4 to 5 protein sources off this list that you like, okay? And I'm going to give you a minute to write it all down. So, move my head up here. There you go. So, the ideal would be like 5 to 6, but for now 4 to 5. So you want to choose 1 to 2 options for breakfast. So what would you have for breakfast? Some people wouldn't have tuna, but they may have turkey bacon, right? That's what we have. Kat has sat on my notes. We both got stressed by the maths. It's very stressful. Luckily though, Harriet, you're a client, so you don't need to do the maths. So we do that for you. So 1 to 2 breakfast options. So for example, we like eggs and we like turkey bacon. That's what we like. Sometimes we'll have a chicken sausage or 2, wherever. But each of these sauces need to be around 25 to 30 grams in per serving. And that is about 1 palm size, okay? So if you are a small person, your serving is going to be smaller because your hand is in proportion to your body size, normally. So choose 1 to 2 for breakfast, 1 to 2 for snacks, and 2 to 3 for lunch and dinner. So you should have a list. Let's do it, Cam. So we're going to have
Eggs.
Eggs. Is eggs even on you?
And turkey bacon.
Well, like, is eggs even on you? Egg whites normally are on. Oh, there we go. Eggs and egg whites. There we go. So we're going to choose that, and we're going to choose turkey bacon because that's what we like. And then for snacks, what would you choose? A protein powder?
Protein powder and tuna.
Yeah, that's good. For a total of 30 grams or 30 grams, like 4 eggs and turkey bacon. So yeah, it would be.
Yeah, total of the meal.
Yeah. Yeah. So you should be eating 4-ish, 3 to 4 of 25 to 30 grams to get you, basically to get you over 100 grams is what this is kind of helping you guys to do. And then, so for snacks, we're going to have tuna and protein powder, not together, of course. And then for dinner or lunch, we're going to have ground lean beef, chicken, obviously, and some steak. That's what we're having, apparently. So now we've got a list of 4 to 5. If you've got more, that is even better. But it kind of, you want like a good amount of these. And this is going to be your shopping list, right? So here we go. We've also got veggie stuff in there, vegan, plant-based stuff in there. Okay, so next, 2 bowlfuls or half plates of veggies a day. Fruit, you can add in 1 to 2 on top of these, okay? On top of this. So choose 1 to 2 for breakfast, 1 to 2 for snacks, 2 to 3 for dinner. People are like, I don't have vegetables for breakfast. That's weird. No, it's fine. You can definitely have it. We have mushrooms, tomatoes, asparagus for breakfast. Like we tend to have that as much as possible. If you have an omelette, you could have like peppers. You can have asparagus in that as well. Spinach, yeah, definitely. Mushrooms again, tomatoes again, onions. So there's lots of like different things you can have for breakfast. Otherwise, you could, because you've got 2 half plates, you could just have both, you know, lunch and dinner. You could have a salad that's gonna have like a ton of these things in, like vegetables. You could have like some carrots, some peas, some cauliflower, some broccoli. There's like 4. You could just bung them in. So you want to write a list of all of the different types of vegetables that you like. Arugula is rocket in the UK. I don't know why we call it different. It's like zucchini and eggplant or whatever. Does a bowl of veg soup count? That is a good question. I would say yes, depending on how much is in there. If it's mostly just water, probably not. But if it's, you know, let's say like a full carrot in a serving, plus some cabbage, like, you know, 1/4 of a cabbage, depending on the size, that kind of thing. It needs to be enough.
It's basically what you'd have in your plate, and then you just slide it into your soup.
Yeah. Someone said to me the other day that they put spinach in their porridge. I thought they were winding me up. Apparently that's the thing. I've never eaten that in my life. Or snow peas. I don't know. Just different types of peas. Oh, they're in a pod, apparently. Snow peas in a pod. I'm no good, guys. If you saw my stories when I was in, where were we? In Greece, I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this vegetable? What is this vegetable? Because I tend to eat similar vegetables like regularly. So I don't have like a ton of variety in my veg. And then if you want, oh, look, it's a Swede. Kohlrabi is a Swede. So if you want fruit on top of this, yes, you can add 1 to 2. In saying this, you can have 1 to 2 servings, right? So for example, Cam has a lot of frozen veg with his yogurt. So that's going to be like, you know, not just 1 to 2 different types of fruit, but it's going to be a serving. And then maybe you have an apple or a banana later on as well. So you want to write down as many different vegetables as possible. I would say the majority of this needs to be vegetables, and then 1 to 2 pieces of fruit on top, not half a plate of fruit and then the veg on the side, okay? And also you got to be really careful with things like lettuce. Let me let time in here, because lettuce isn't very nutrient dense, but it is high volume. So make sure you've got a good variety in there. Okay, and then fats. So what fats should you be eating? So we've got what we call like good fat and bad fat. Have a combination. You don't need to be all good fats. You definitely have things like cheese, for example. Some people say that's bad fat, and they would rather you have olive oil or something, nuts, but I would definitely mix it up and have things that you enjoy. So 1 serving is around a thumb size, okay? So again, it's going to be in proportion to you. It doesn't seem like a lot of cheese to me, and Howard's probably thinking, I'm going to have like a palm of cheese, not a thumb. Or she's like, I'm going to get my boyfriend's hand and use his thumb of cheese. But things like coconut oil, nut butter, so like almond butter, peanut butter, etc., pistachio butter, dark chocolate with a high cocoa count, so 70% plus. I've got one right here.
I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah, I think they can. There you go. 72% cocoa. Flaxseed oil, hummus, olives. Hard. Cheese, soybeans, so like edamame, tofu, tempeh, yogurt, eggs, avocado. Yes, so eggs is in protein and it is in fats, because it's the yolk that is the fat and the white that is the protein, but obviously the yolk also has some protein in as well. Avocado, olive oil, nuts, like the actual nuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, any kind of seeds, and fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, etc. If something like eggs in 2 lists, does 1 helping count as 2? Count as 1 or half in each? I would say add on extra in the protein section, I think, or maybe just 1 of each, maybe. So yeah, I think that's the only one. Maybe yogurt is also in there. But you'll kind of, if you're tracking, you'll kind of understand roughly like how much you get and what you need more of or less of. These are just kind of guidelines, but see how you feel. If you're eating like salmon, for example, like a thumb of salmon isn't very much, but obviously when you, it's not the actual, it's the fat inside the salmon. Does that make sense? Not the actual salmon size itself. So you've got to be a little bit wary, and, you know, put your logic brain on a little bit as well. So you should have 2 of these each day. And yes, your cooking oils do count. I would recommend extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil to cook with. I wouldn't recommend like a vegetable oil or sunflower oil. Butter would count in here as well. Anything else you can think of? That's most of it, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, the main ones.
So make sure that you are counting like olive oil when you're cooking as well. You can't have olive oil and eggs and avocado. Like, the cooking oil counts, right? Okay, so here we go. Here are the starch carbs. So you've got your vegetables and here are your starch carbs. So you want 2 of these a day. And what I've done is I have put these in bold and I've used a little asterisk here to help you guys pick out the quote unquote better, or preferred, I should say, preferred carb sources. So these are the preferred carbs. They are drier. They are typically easier to digest. They are typically less processed. And yeah, they're drier. They're kind of easier for most people. So 1 serving size is the size of a cupped palm. Okay, not a wide palm. This is your protein. And a little scoop like this is your starch. I love popcorn and oats. I wonder if she likes them together. Tip, go for 1 meal with no starch carbs. This is the easiest thing you can do, right? So everyone's like, for breakfast, I'm going to have toast with eggs and smoked salmon. Or for lunch, I'm going to have a sandwich with ham and eggs. And then for dinner, I'm going to have pasta with chicken and cream cheese, wherever it's going to be. But we need to flip this, and we need to be like, right, my protein is first, then my veg, then my fats, then my carbs, starch carbs. So choose one of those meals that you can have without carbs. This is the easiest thing to do, or starch carbs. I should call them starch, but they're generally carbs. So for example, breakfast, you can have an omelette, doesn't need any carbs. Lunch, you could have salad, don't need any carbs. Dinner, you could just have vegetables and a meat or whatever. You don't need any carbs. So we just got to be careful that we're not going carb. Things like lasagna. So lasagna is made up obviously of pasta sheets, a sauce, which is normally like if you use like dolmayo or something, it's high in sugar. And then people put like tiny bit of meat in, don't they? And they put cheese on top, and then they've garlic bread on the side. And then sometimes people have chips with it as well. So you've got like a carb with a carb and a carb, right? So we don't need to do all this carbs. So guys, you should be having 2 of these a day, preferably from the top ones. You'll see better results if you only at the top ones, basically. Okay.
I like bread.
I like bread, yeah. Okay, so now you've got your shopping list. You need to create meals from what you've chosen. Okay, so create the meals. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. Here we go. Was outer on there? What's that mean? Oh, pitta. What's pitta on there? Pitta's in the non-preferred list.
Pretty much a bread.
It's bread, yeah. Sorry, Busha, it is bread. Okay. Okay, so for protein, I've chosen egg whites, spinach, chicken breast, sirloin steak, and low-fat Greek yogurt. Veggies, I've got spinach, lettuce, cucumber, tomato, bell pepper, scallions, green beans, broccoli, and peas. And for my starch carbs, I've got couscous and jack potato. Or for anyone not in the UK, a baked potato. I eat wholemeal on a daily. Guys, like, try taking it out for a week and see what happens. Just try it. I'm not banning it. I'm saying experiment a little bit. Okay, so now I've got all of these. I'm going to put them together to create your meals, or my meals. So I'm going to have egg whites and spinach. So I'm going to have an omelette, spinach omelette. For lunch, I'm going to have grilled chicken breast with lettuce, cucumber, tomato, bell pepper, scallions, couscous. So there's my carb sauce. So I haven't got carbs on here, like a starch carb. I got couscous here with a salad and some chicken. For dinner, I've got my steak with my veggies and my potato, which is my starch carb. I'm going to also have a bit of butter to have my fat in there as well. And, oh yeah, I don't have fat written in here. Anyway, I chose butter and nuts. And eggs. Low-fat Greek yogurt with nuts. That's what I've put in there. And so now I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4 meals, which is probably going to be around 120 grams of protein, enough vegetables, a medium amount of carbs. Busher left, look. She's back now because I've told her to watch her pitta intake. So she left. She's like, fuck this. So now I've got my meals, right? So you need to go through the lists that we've given, create a shopping list, and create the meals out of the shopping list, okay? And that is what's going to get you the results. So questions. What about eating out? These are the questions that we don't get. If you get any questions, guys, put them in the chat and we'll answer them. But these are the questions we typically get. What about eating out? What about chocolate or crisps or chips? What about Christmas? How many calories should I be eating? Okay, so we'll answer these one by one. And if anyone's got any more, pop them in the comments and we will answer them. So first, let me just move this. First question is, what about eating out? So obviously, like, we teach our clients things like calorie cycling, which means that, oops, if I press something, yeah, I did. Which means that you can eat basically around, you can distribute your calories differently depending on what you've got going on in life. But before you could do that, you need to understand where your maintenance is, what a deficit is for you, not using a calculator, and what foods are in, what macros are in each food. So now you guys should know that one. But eating out is something we work with one-to-one with our clients, but calorie cycling is what we'd recommend. And we also teach things like, what is your relationship or the emotional value of that food? So if you go out every week with the girls drinking, you know that's going to come every weekend. So you don't need to go out every weekend. And you might feel like, okay, that's not a very high value. Whereas something like a birthday or an anniversary or Thanksgiving, if you've got like family around or whatever, that has got a high emotional value. And so you're going to put that emotional value over the nutritional value of food for that day or that meal. What about chocolate or chips or crisps? Because we all love them. You can absolutely have them. They are obviously not in the list apart from dark chocolate. But again, with our clients, we can give them a certain amount of calories for these kinds of foods, fun foods, things that they enjoy. And it's about having that control. So if you fix your relationship with food and the way you speak around food, then you're going to be able to handle having more of these things without going overboard. What about Christmas and Thanksgiving? I'll check that in there as well. So we do have a guide. I will put it out into the group. If anyone needs it, just message me. I'll send it over to you. But it's basically how not to fuck up your diet over Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving without sacrificing, right? So there's lots of different things you can do. But sticking with the way that you build a plate is the way you eat a plate. So you eat the protein first, then the vegetables, then the fat, and then the starch carbs. Obviously, sometimes if you have like an egg, you can't, like, I guess you could, but you can't really separate, or a steak, you can't really separate the fat out of it. So you eat the protein and the fat at the same time. But basically, the starch carbs should be last. So your Yorkshire puddings, guys, your roast potatoes should probably be last. The best. Save the best till last, basically, isn't it? And then how many calories should you be eating? Again, this is very individualized. We've already spoken about the negative consequences and the problems with calculators. So making sure that you are eating enough is a problem that we find with a lot of people. People come to us eating 1,200 or less, and we can't give them any less calories because that's already too low. So you need to work on how much you should be eating per person. This is done through reverse dieting and lots of other niggles, lots of like independent cogs, we should call them. So that is it, guys. Is there any more questions on that? I'll have a drink. Okay, so I don't think there's any questions. Oh, what is the best meal to cut out for the cut out of the carb? So it really depends. I like having carbs with breakfast, but some studies show that it's better to have a like very little carbs or no carbs in the morning and keep your carbs for the evening, because it increases your melatonin production, which will help you sleep better. So sometimes having the carbs later in the day is more helpful, but we've got clients who sometimes struggle in the afternoon with carbs. So we try and push the carbs earlier on in the day, and that works really well for them. Also depends on things like when you're working out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can have it like the meal that's the furthest out away from a workout. It's like an easy thing to remember.
Yeah, then you don't have the carb that meal.
Yeah, you want the carbs before and after. Like the closest meals to your workouts could be the higher and heavier carb meals, because they're going to fuel and recover the activity. And the meals that are like over 4 hours outside of workout and time, then you could put it in there. But it's really down to lifestyle and habit.
Mm-hmm.
For me and Faye, it's usually lunch, because it's really easy for us to have like a chicken salad or just tuna and cheese. Like literally just that.
That's what we have for lunch.
Or sometimes we work out earlier, so we switch that, and our late evening snack or dinner is literally just can of tuna and some like cheese, and then we don't add any carbs to it. And it's, again, there's no 100% black or white. It's It depends on quite a lot of things.
Definitely. My food list available. Anyway, yes, Sue, I will send them to you. Should we eat a minimum grams of fiber? Yes. So this, if you eat enough, your vegetables will be covering your fiber intake. Okay, so if you have one plate full, which is 2 halves of vegetables, you should be pretty good for fiber. Generally, the recommendation is 25 to 50 grams. I've heard this is the new recommendation. It's quite a lot, isn't it? 50.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is when people hear numbers, they think more's better.
Yeah.
But it's not. If you're only eating 5 now and you're crap at fiber, and then you suddenly eat 50, you're gonna be constipated and you're gonna feel worse.
Yeah.
So like everything, it has to be. It's like a fat loss phase. We're not trying to get 5 pounds lost per week. We're trying to build you down. So when we say someone's got to eat a pound of protein per pound of body weight, we look at what you are first, and then we build you up. So although we're giving you these numbers, it's not a straight road from A to like Z. Don't just jump straight away.
Yeah. And some people, if you're plant-based, if you're vegan, you'll be eating a ton. Like 50 grams might be easy for you. But like Cam says, if you've got like a typical Western diet, you're probably not eating many vegetables. So go slowly and increase them up.
An easy way to do it, another way, is 14 to 15 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories that you consume. So that always puts people into at least a minimum of 20 grams. So unless you're like 5 foot and having 1,200 calories, then you could get away with maybe sub 20 grams of fiber, but that's like a rare case.
Yeah, and it always depends as well on your digestion and your gut health. So 30 different types of plants, so fruit, veg, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices. 30 different ones across the week is what's recommended for gut health. So you okay there?
I'm just trying to read the questions because you put the microphone in front of me all the time.
So that is what's recommended. But yeah, normally we recommend for our clients around 25 to 30 grams a day, depending on who they are. Can I ask about hot chocolate? Is cocoa powder better than like options? I don't know the answer to that question. Do you?
Calories still count.
Yeah, I think in options they're really light. They're like 15 calories or something like that, I think.
It'd technically be better for your body. It's a bit like pure like caffeine and coffee, where it has more antioxidants in it. Like that would be better for you. But again, it's like splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Unless you're having like tons of it and you're always having processed version of like those dairy milk Snickers hot chocolate, then a cocoa powder is 100% a better option.
But I know Sam Pratley has ordered and recommended a high protein hot chocolate.
Yeah, so My Protein, is it?
Yeah, so Sam will post that into the Busy Women's group.
Again, I'm sure she's done it before. She's sponsored.
I was saying she needs like a discount code.
Everyone get the discount code off Samantha Pratley. She'll get a free hot chocolate from this.
I spread my carbs throughout the day and add to evening, but worry that's too much before bed. No, as long as you actually you don't want like massive protein before bed because it takes a long time to digest. So you want something quicker. Carbs are helpful before bed, but you don't want anything like sweets, candy. You don't want anything like that that's going to raise your blood sugar really quick and drop it. But some things like vegetables, maybe a bit of rice is okay. But I wouldn't be going for like the highly processed things. Popcorn, have some popcorn before bed. I think that's all right.
I think that's Bushra's evening routine.
Yeah.
Cocoa powder and popcorn.
I think it used to be Friday, didn't it?
Until you took it away.
And that is it. I think that's all the questions. Chan. Someone's just joined. So bless her. So guys, that is it. I hope you've got value. I want to know, what are you going to take away from this? Like, what is the one thing that you're like, do you know what? I haven't been doing this. Because even us, we sometimes need this reminder of like, you do need more vegetables, Cam.
You do need more fruit. Right.
Don't need fruit. Need vegetables.
She doesn't eat any fruit.
I have an apple.
I'm dobbing her in.
I have an apple. If you cut it up for me. So yes, I want to see that, and then we'll let you go. And then we will let you go. 1 piece of fruit a day is good, isn't it? Yeah, it is, Bushra.
It's a start.
I might ditch starchy carb occasionally. Yeah. Hi, Jan. We're about to finish up. But it's recorded, don't worry. All fascinating, but carb-free meal is going to be difficult. Now, we've got a client, I won't name it, she's not in here at the minute, but she thought this. And honestly, like, I've done this as well. Like when I was cutting for my fortitude, I just couldn't have carbs at all. Not even vegetables was not a thing. And I thought, oh God, this is going to be so hard. It was fine. Like one meal is fine. You don't need carbs all day, every day.
It's very similar to like fasting. Not that we're suggesting to fast, but when people go, oh my God, I could not eat for that long. And you get people to fast for 24 hours and you're completely fine. And you probably actually feel better in the short term because your body's actually had a chance to fully digest and do all of its processes. You'll be surprised. Like it's just the trial and error and testing. But people will be surprised. Like you can go like 6 hours without a meal, you'll be fine. Not that you need to, but it's just that's a really common thing. It's like I can't have a meal without carbs, or I can't not eat for that long.
Yeah.
It's just because you haven't experienced it, and it's just a core habit.
And I think, especially if you know, guys, if you've got that week before your period, that is the best time to drop your carbs. Like drop them to 100 max. This is what we tend to do with some clients if they've got any hormonal issues. This is a really good plan. And if you haven't got hormonal issues, this is still a good plan. Drop your carbs down to like 100 grams max for that week. Bump up your fats, bump up your protein. You know, keep the only carbs you should be eating are vegetables and fruit. And you will feel so much better. Like your symptoms will decrease, brain fog will decrease, inflammation will decrease. Bloating. Yeah, all of that really horrible stuff we dread around periods, that's actually going to decrease with the carb decrease. And if you are menopausal, perimenopausal, or postmenopausal, again, we should be decreasing this. And this is because carbs are metabolized by estrogen, and when our estrogen drops, we can't metabolize carbs as much to hold on to the sugar stored as energy, aka belly fat. And obviously this is one of the things a lot of people want to get rid of. So that is a good tactic to try as well. Let me scroll back up here. My takeaway: I really need to step up my planning to make sure I'm hitting these macros. Yeah, planning is key. I know Samantha Pratley plans hers in advance. She always hits hers, doesn't she? Teresa always hits hers as well. She plans in advance. What we tend to find is like when we do check-ins, sometimes we see you guys' macros are put in for next week. It's very good, but it confuses us when we first start. We're like, what's happened? Why shouldn't you track till Wednesday? It's like Wednesday next week. So that is a really good tactic. And also if you've got a couple of meals or a couple of days that you plan, have Monday, Wednesday, Friday the same, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and then have Saturday kind of like a free day. That does not mean eat shit. It means like be flexible, okay? Using the list to create good macro, especially the no carb meals. Please can I get a copy of the lists? Yep, and I can put them back together. Yep, no worries. I'll have a go at this properly. Ate oats for breakfast or eggs, so need to think of how to swap them up. You can have an omelette, or what I used to do when I was working in an office, I put like bacon in a cupcake tin, you know, like a
tray.
No, the actual whole things. Like you make Yorkshire puddings in. So I put the bacon around there, 1, 2, 3, or wherever. Then whisk an egg, then pour them in, put them in the oven. You've got like little bacon egg muffins. Put some chives on top if you want, some cheese. And you can either eat those cold, or you can chuck them in the microwave and eat them warm. So that's a good option. You could also have, like, I know I said don't drink your meals as a diet, but you could have a shake. Like you could have a smoothie.
Yeah. It's just you don't want every meal.
Yeah. So say you're supposed to eat 150 grams of carbs, but you only eat the carbs and veggies and fruit, and they equal like 60 grams. Is that still okay?
Do you mean like 60 grams in a meal? Like per meal?
No, I think she means in total. So I assume 60 grams of carbs for the day, I think she means. For you, Michelle, because of your individual needs, I would say go for it. And yeah, total for the day. I would say go for it because I know you've got hormonal issues. Give it a try is what I would say. This is not across the board for every person. This is because we know, Michelle, we work with this, so we know what is kind of going on. So we could definitely try that. All of you could try it if you wanted to. You could cut out starch carbs altogether, except for salmon and potatoes, because the cats would not be happy with a sad Sam. So that's worth a go. Even a couple of days, maybe that week before you cycle, you drop your carbs, like try something.
It's even like when people do like a vegetarian day and they stop meat for a day. Like why can't you can do that on like so many things. Make it a theme. Every Thursday we're gonna cut out starch carbs, something like that. And then you have to start getting better at planning. It doesn't feel so overwhelming because there's only one day of the week. And you start to experiment, and then I bet people will carry it on, or they'll even go, I'm going to go 2 days because my planning's better, it's less stressful. And you know what? I don't feel bloated, I don't feel inflamed, I've got pretty good energy, so I might as well carry on. And
like for one day, it's like, oh, well, I know I'm going to have it the day after or whatever. So it's not like, oh my God, I've got a week. I think
it's a massive psychological thing. If people go like, got to go a little bit lower carb than normal, like, I can't do that a week. Do it for a day.
I've been doing it since March. So Jen is someone who we have implemented like a low carb diet with, low starch carb. She's been doing it since March. She's been working with us since March, but we do the lower carbs with her. I still struggle to think what to have to balance it all to hit the macros. So guys, I think part of the problem when it comes to meal planning is people think they have to have like gourmet chef bloody meals. Cam and I literally throw things together. Sometimes I have like 50 grams of ham or like 100 grams of ham, some cheese, like 60 grams of cheese or whatever I'm going to have, some vegetables and a yogurt. Like it doesn't have to be a meal as such. It just needs to be all the foods put together. Okay, don't overthink it. You've got the list. Just eat them throughout the day. You don't even need to make them into meals. Just eat the list. Okay. You could add Greek yogurt and avocado / spinach and frozen mango for a smoothie. Bracky, there we go. For sure, answering your own questions. My friend is a vegan day once a week. Maybe I can cut out carbs one day. Yeah, I'm sure you could do that. I don't think you'll kill anyone. The tuna and cheese thing is weird, I won't lie. Well, if you ever had a tuna melt, it's literally tuna with melted cheese on the top. Right?
She's not allowed cheese, that's fine. She's jealous.
She likes cheese. It's her favorite. I need to stop reading the recipes. Yeah. Cam's got recipes you can definitely use.
Yes. Just have like 3 or 4. I don't feel you have to have them every week. And like Faye says, nothing has to be gourmet. It just needs to be there within your diet to be eaten.
I think especially because Jen's doing the photo shoot, especially at this point now where the photo shoot is like 4 weeks out, there's nothing gourmet about the meals you're eating. They should be like very, very basic. And that's it. Guys, like mine and Cam's diet is very basic. We have eggs. Sometimes we'll have asparagus if we've got it in the country that we're in, mushrooms, tomatoes, and toast. Sometimes we'll have toast, sometimes we won't have toast, depending on what's going on. For lunch, we normally have oats, protein oats, because we normally work out not long after that. Post workout, we normally have tuna, cheese, and mayo. And then for dinner, we normally have vegetables with chicken or minced beef. Sometimes we have rice. That's basically what we eat all day, every day. Cam has like a protein yogurt. I'm loving lamb at the moment, but without the potatoes. I love lamb. Love it, love it, love it. Kyra, who did the photo shoot in summer, basic meals for sure in prep for the photo shoot. Less stressful. Yeah, just chuck it on. Get your meals planned, put them in little boxes or little plates or whatever, just eat them, move on. I think we associate so much hedonistic value to food. This is for everybody, that we feel like, oh, we can't not enjoy food. Yes, you can. You can go a few weeks, a few months, a few days just not enjoying food and having to eat it anyway. If anyone's had COVID and not tasted meals, like you still had to eat, right? You couldn't smell it, you still had to eat. So you can go a few bloody days without enjoying food, right? Find something else to enjoy in life. There's so much more.
Pretty much.
So that is it, guys. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you. If you need anything, let us know. I will, if any of you have need anything from us, let us know, and I will send those things over. So drop me a message or an email or wherever, and I'll send those individual things over to each and every one of you. I'll put the foods in the private Facebook group as well for our clients. There you go. Have a good one and speak soon.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.